Ever since Charlie Kirk was shot, there's been a large group of people that have said it was Israel, it was the Jews. People came out and said that it was Mossad agents that actually did it, and that Tyler Robinson was a patsy. People like Tim Pool have they've pushed back on this very strongly because, you know, Charlie Kirk was very pro-Israel. He had all kinds of Jewish donors. He was, he was never going to say anything that was anti-Israel. And so here is the text messages. These were shared by Candace Owens. So I'm just going to put them up on the screen. You can pause and read them. And these are real. So these have been confirmed by Turning Point USA. So actually, so here's a clip from Asmon's video of the Turning Point USA guy confirming this. It's just a short little clip.
So to address some of the things that have been going around on public, namely about a group text chain that has been made known and released by Candace Owens. And I just want to address it head on because you know, that was a text grab, a screen grab that I had shared with people. So it is authentic. And I want to go into it because I actually am really excited.
So there it is.
And so my gut reaction to this is, okay, well, first of all, this doesn't necessarily mean, this is, you know, it's going to look like a smoking gun to the people that already think this. To those of us that are, let's say, a lot more skeptical. It's interesting, and it's definitely going to fuel the fire, but this proves nothing. This is, you know, when you think about it objectively, this doesn't prove that Israel did this. And don't get me wrong, I am not a pro-Israel person. I think that they're perpetrating an ethnic cleansing in Gaza. And they have been. And by the way, Charlie Kirk thought the same thing. Here is a clip from a podcast of his a couple of years ago where he actually uses the term ethnic cleansing regarding Netanyahu and what is going on in Gaza. So take a look at this.
This is the closest thing to the Holocaust that any of us have lived through. But the fact is now Bibi and the Israeli hard-right government has a mandate. I gotta be careful the way I say this. They're gonna try to ethnically cleanse Gaza.
Yep.
I mean, I don't use that term lightly, okay? They're talking about basically removing 2.5 million people from there, okay? And honestly, they have a mandate to go seek justice and revenge. They do. This idea that they need to have a truce or a peace treaty, that's morally crap after you see women and children be burned alive and dragged to the streets. But
now, very quickly after this, Charlie backtracked and said, oh, well, I only said ethnic cleansing because that's what they're going to be accused of doing. That's not what that sounds like to me. I'm sorry. That sounds like he's straight up saying this is ethnic cleansing that Netanyahu is perpetrating. And yeah, I mean, I've been, since day one, I've been saying I don't want to fund Israel. I don't agree with what they're doing over there. Maybe that's the part of the liberal side of me that pisses off all of my conservative subscribers. I don't know, but there's, and I know there's the component of, you know, Hamas is putting their you know, headquarters under hospitals and schools and that sort of thing. Like, I do understand that. But there's, you know, there's lots of leaked videos of, you know, women and children being burned alive in Gaza, and, you know, Israeli soldiers doing terrible things. Like, those do exist, and I think to deny their existence is absolutely wrong. I remember one of the first videos that I ever saw on the internet was our Marines over in Afghanistan just shooting people just because they could. And I remember one in particular where a bunch of Marines took a dog, and the one's like, oh, hey, look at this, and then he like throws it up in the air, and all the others just shoot it to pieces in the air. Like, there isn't a way. All of the pro-Israel people, one of the things they say is, no, Israel's doing this all in self-defense. And it's like, the war itself, the conflict itself, yeah, sure, self-defense. That doesn't excuse the terrible actions of individual people within the conflict itself. So there's a need to back away from the black and white and look into the gray area of this conflict. So anyway, very interesting stuff. I personally think there's more to the story that Tyler Robinson came and decided to shoot this guy. I think there's more to it. I think there was more planning involved. I think there were more people involved, including, the guy that stood up and was like, oh, it was me, to try to distract it. That old guy, whatever his name was, the one that got arrested for child porn. The Discord messages in the group. What is that coalition of trans people, the 962 coalition or whatever they're called. I think there's definitely a degree of planning involved in this, aside from just one guy decided one day that he was going to do this. But you can let me know what you think in the comments. I just had to say something about this because, holy shit, this just woke the whole thing up again. Not that it ever went to sleep, but this just woke the whole thing up again. I'm going to go to the gym. I'll see you next time.